5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Georgina. Oh, I know you will. Happy Sunday, Esther. What do you got there?
Some cow's milk for all you fucking
Gross.
pansies out there.
Milk's bad for you, dude. It's gross.
Well, you go fucking squeeze some fucking almonds in.
Well, I didn't know what it was. You have a white cup.
White cup with a freaking birthday cake, and it's not even my birthday.
It's terrible. It's Wednesday. Our deadline to put out some contents here. For all the 10 pre-subscribers, we thank you.
Can I just say right now that I have had my YouTube channel for almost 4 months, and I have 10 subscribers, and James started this yesterday, or the day before, and he has 10 subscribers too, so it's become a race and a competition now, so subscribe to Raymond Storm on YouTube.
Yeah, Raymond Storm on YouTube. Y'all go ahead and follow him. Well, we're going to talk a lot today about the 788. Vote yes on June 26th. That's Storm's going to be talking about that. He's our expert on marijuana and laws on that.
Aww.
Thank you. I think everybody knows you've been advocating for that stuff, dude.
Yeah,
I think really everybody over the internet knows you have been.
Yeah, I got really passionate about it, I would say.
Mm-hmm. For sure. We've had all kinds of ideas bouncing around to what we're going to talk about.
Drug addiction.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah, anything.
We were recording my dad earlier.
Yeah, we had 2 test runs before today. Also, we've been making all kinds of videos and content.
My dad got this funny story about selling weed to Bill Clinton. I hope that comes. I hope that y'all get to hear that.
Yeah. We're gonna give y'all a little snippet. it's a good 15-minute story about of the Whitewater scandal.
Yeah.
And
Google
Storms.
that.
Yeah. Well, Google the Whitewater scandal. Yeah. We'll give you the content later. We'll probably drop it right after this video. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go in and we'll give that to y'all. It's a great story. You'll have to watch it. Sure. Anyway, that was a nutty story.
It was so crazy.
It was good.
I don't want to kiss my mom anymore.
In the first run, you hear me. I'm over here like, I go, I'm sitting here about to talk about something. You go, who's good at storytelling? Daddy-o. I'm like, what? Well, I got like confused. I was like, what?
And then he opens the door. I just was watching him walk in. I was like, we had just hit play, and I was like, that's kind of been our thing. We gotta, as soon as we click play, we just don't click stop.
Yeah, just don't click stop.
And he walked in right as soon as we freaking started. It was the perfect opportunity to click stop, but I was like, you know what? This guy's got a story to tell. Boy, did he fucking tell it. I'm gonna try not to cuss. I'm gonna try not to cuss in here.
Yeah, it's hard not to cuss.
I just
count how many times
that's one for me. I think.
How many
maybe
times
5.
I can't do it. I won't be able to count.
No way. I definitely heard it then. I started to cover up my mouth with my shirt. I was so nervous.
I don't know. What can you get in trouble for on YouTube? Like literally, what are the rules?
I think we can't videotape dead people.
Yeah, definitely can't videotape dead people.
What else?
That's a good one. That's good. Oh man.
I wouldn't do any crimes. We can't commit any crimes. We're smoking cigarettes. We have cigarettes that we load up, these little cigarette things, and we smoke and we cough really loud and we act funny afterwards. But they're
just cigarettes.
Yeah, they're just
cigarettes. I quit tobacco 4 days ago.
We live in Oklahoma, Yukon, Oklahoma City, and my address is no.
I quit actual cigarettes 4 days ago. 5 days ago.
Cool,
5 days ago.
I can't really compare with you there because I never really smoked.
I really did quit them. I haven't. I mean, I've smoked. I smoked
I've seen people struggle with
2,
it a while.
like maybe 2 combined. Like I'm talking like take a hit or 2 here and there, like off somebody else's cigarette. But man, for some reason I was like, if in order for me to do this podcast, I got to quit cigarettes. And so like that was my first push to like do it. I don't know why it's linked together. I don't know why it's linked together.
That's a neat little I don't know why you linked them together either. Most people would chew gum.
Well,
you're gonna start a podcast. Cool, yeah, a podcast.
You're gonna start a podcast.
A podcast
on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Come and see us by the fire and in the skillet.
By the fire and in the skillet. Now, I've had so many people ask me, like, what does that mean? Are you starting a band? Like, what do you know about I'm
exactly
like,
what it is.
No. I'm like, it's
together.
a podcast. Some older people be like, what's a podcast? I'm like, it's
you don't
YouTube
worship
radio.
Joe Rogan? Shut up.
Yeah, you don't watch Joe Rogan, dude? You don't know what I'm trying to be? No, I'm just kidding. Joe Rogan's crazy, dude. He's pretty intense. He's like tries to play it all cool and shit. Dude, he does play it all cool.
He gets people in there and he traps them.
Dude, like the other day I was talking to what is his name? Steven Tyler. Mm-hmm. And he's like Steven Tyler started talking about some conspiracy. He's like, oh, hey, he's like, you gotta watch this conspiracy. And Joe Rogan's like, no, that's shit. That's shit, dude. That's shit.
Steven Tyler told him? Oh, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan told him, he's like, no, that's shit. He's like, no, that's fake. No, that's shit. He's like, he slammed it down.
Steven Tyler brought his crystal ball, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was like, I like crystals. It's like, yeah, we sure you do, Speedy. That's
exactly what Joe was thinking.
I heard a good quote last night. It said, tweakers be like, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll pawn all your stuff. I was like, that's good. That's good content.
Little Steven Tyler, don't let him in your house. Don't give him a key to your house.
Steven Tyler, Aerosmith, lead singer.
Yeah.
That milk is so gross, dude. I hate fucking milk. Milk is gross. It's like,
you don't drink milk?
I'm sorry to talk shit about what you're drinking.
Oh my God. It makes me want to drink more of it.
God dang. I literally, like, one time somebody spit milk on me, and I threw up. I'm not even kidding. I hate it. It's like the worst. And my kids like love it.
I've got a beautiful milk mustache now for James. I'm gonna like rub it in.
No. It's from another animal too.
Oh,
You're not supposed to drink it. We're the only mammal
that
that
look
drinks.
like a cow vampire?
Oh, dude, I really am gross. Dude, I've lost it.
I'm like really letting it dribble down my face.
Oh, this is
fun for me.
This is fucked up.
This is almond milk.
Oh,
faggot.
I think I just cussed. I just caught it.
I just called you a faggot too. Sorry. Probably.
Oops. We're LGBTQ friendly.
Yeah, I give babies to lesbians.
I'm a conservative, but I definitely and I voted for Trump, but I believe lesbian.
Get the. No, okay.
You're gonna freak out.
Yeah, I was.
Storm just picked up a knife, guys. Come on now.
Yeah,
he's gonna kill me.
He said the T
vote
word.
for Trump and we're gonna get killed. Literally, that's what a lot of people just turned off the podcast right now. Oh, he voted for Trump. Hell, you don't even know what he's talking about.
No, I
he's
I wanted Bernie so bad.
He's crazy.
He does whatever the first time in my life.
What'd you say? Sorry, I was talking over you.
Bernie was the very first time I ever voted. So
you voted for Bernie?
Yeah, we're complete opposites.
I'm Bernie Sanders. I'd like to take a minute to talk about these beans. That's
a Bernie Obama baby.
Bernie Obama. He goes, I would like to take a minute to talk about those beans. Those are some fantastic beans. Have you heard those bad lip readings? Mm-mm. Those are fucking hilarious, dude. Bad lip readings of.
I gotta go see that.
Yeah, we need to cut that in. Google that.
I will.
Google it. Bad lip readings. It's Bernie Sanders. It's funny. Yeah, he's like, I like the one with Hillary Clinton.
Really?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh man. So anyway, like I was gonna say earlier, I've had a lot of people ask me about what does by the fire and in the skillet mean. So, what's your interpretation of it?
Oh, well, can I steal your answer of the previous recordings we made of this?
Yeah, go ahead and steal my content.
Yeah.
You're good. Hey, as long as you give him credit, it's just a dick move to not take.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with mine. This is This is kind of what I feel it speaks to me you're in one bad situation into a worse situation.
Right, exactly. And there you go. That's
so
good.
it's not,
I like that. I don't know. I don't care what it means. It sounds cool.
There you go.
I don't give a shit.
I like that, yeah.
I think it sounds cool.
It does sound cool. You're right.
Well, hey, tell us a little bit on this 788. So what's going on with that?
Well, we got 788 coming up June 26th. We get to vote yes on a medical marijuana bill that's going to help Oklahomans either move back from Colorado or California or wherever they had to move to go get medical marijuana. Let them come back to their home state and get medical marijuana here. Hopefully, usually when places do get medical, the decriminalization
a lessening of the strictness of it. Like Arkansas, for instance, they have medical now. Well, instead of an ounce is a felony, it's a quarter pound is a felony now. So 4 ounces.
Okay.
So that's the little things like that will change. Yes, usually that does follow.
Okay. Well, now, so they're not trying to push for for recreational right now, or are they?
Well, thank you for asking that question, because that's been a very touchy subject with me in particular. There's been a lot of there's 3 different there's 3 different bills out right now. 788 is the one that I support, and it's strictly purely medical marijuana. There's another one, 2 other ones that are 796 and 797. 796 is a medical marijuana bill, but they're collecting signatures for those 2. I don't know how many signatures they need. It's like 250,000, I think, for both of them together. But they need them by September, and they will be able to put it on the November ballot or something like that. November, September,
so
September, November.
It's like drags
November backward. Yeah, I'm dyslexic anyway. So they're too closely affiliated, these 2 bills. Because there's no way. In my opinion, you have to have medical before you have recreational. Because the only reason I know
have it established for a couple
you were in Colorado.
years. Yeah, I was in Colorado. This sucked, dude.
Yeah, I hear you. We won't go into that.
Well, we can. No, we want to go into it.
I feel like, but they had medical for 13 years before they adopted recreational. California, Oklahomans think that that's one of the most liberal places in the world. California had medical for 20 years. They got medical in 96, and they had it for 20 years before they could have recreational.
Damn. So they just got it legal in like 2 years.
Oklahoma's going to be the first one to legalize medical and recreational at the same time?
That would be crazy. No, I don't think
I'll let the listeners answer that on their own. But
I don't think that's
we
happening.
are voting on a medical marijuana bill. It's 788, and there is no point in trying to go ahead and try to jump on that bandwagon and ride that wave into all this promotion.
I'm voting for it. I mean, I think it's good for medical. Like, okay, here's my opinion on why it should be medical. Why it should be legal.
Yeah.
To have medical, because I know people that that are dying. From they have to have dialysis and all kinds of they're not dying of cancer or anything, but they're not, they have to get dialysis and blood work, blood treatment, and everything.
Yeah, of course.
And the thing is, the pills they prescribe them are painkiller stuff that's, or whatever. They can't even really give them any painkillers because their kidneys are so weak and everything. Pancreas is so weak. Sure. This, that, the other. So they can't even, really process any of the chemicals they would give them. And they're whenever you're on those dialysis machines, they're taking your blood and flushing it constantly.
Sure.
So anyway, marijuana would help them relax, but it's illegal, and they'd lose their insurance because they smoke marijuana.
In some cases,
it's like a dying man's wish is dude, if a dying man's asking for some water, give that motherfucker some water. I believe in I hate sometimes what the doctors do. It's but it can give him pneumonia. It's he's gonna die in a few days. Just give him some water. It's come on,
I don't know about that, but
that's another story.
For sure. Yeah,
that's other. I mean, I think that's just honestly. I mean, I've seen that firsthand experience. And
getting fluid on their lungs and stuff.
Well, somebody dying asking for something and you can't get it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Dying wish. It's that sucks.
For sure. Yeah.
The doctor's going to give it to him. You're like, what? It's crazy. Maybe put something in this.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I also believe that medical should be legal because I think it can cure a lot of cancers.
Did you say cure cancer?
Yeah, cure cancer
kill
cancer.
Kill
cancer.
Okay,
Kill cancer cells.
You're
not gonna cure. Not the cure. It's not the magical.
You're gonna get discredited a lot if you start saying random shit now.
Right. No. No, I believe that it definitely can kill cells. I think it's it's been proven. Many scientists out there.
Yeah, it's been proven.
Many people can prove that it
Apoptosis.
Kills. Yeah. What is that word?
Apoptosis.
Apoptosis. Okay. Yeah, look that up. But yeah, it's where the cells actually get deleted because of the THC, the cannabinoid, it erases it. So it's there's certain cancers out there. The fact that alcohol's legal and weed ain't just blows my mind. It's it really does. I'm what the hell? Why? I mean, it literally does blow my mind. It's hard to imagine. Like, how can people sit here and do painkillers and Xanax?
Yeah,
and,
that's a good
you know,
comparison.
Adderall and Ritalin and all that.
That's kind of
but
where my
you can't do
experience
weed.
comes into with it.
Like, I feel like weed don't kill nothing. Like, peanuts kill more people than weed does. Like, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, no, I agree. Water, you can overdose on water, you know, and
Ain't nobody died on weed.
Because that's taking a very broad outlook on something that, you know, that you can, people like to say that people die from weed all the time. You get high and you drive a car, or this and that, you know, that's,
Right.
but you got to understand that the type of death that we're talking about is an overdose of a drug.
Right.
It's something where you take too much of something and you die, like you can off of basically a lot of things.
Right. Yeah.
Except for marijuana. Except for marijuana.
Now, I feel like a lot of people.
Like, you can drink too much water.
Reason why, like, you know, maybe I don't feel like the pot bill.
Some people call it drowning.
The 788 is going to get passed. You know, the only reason I feel like, you know, it's kind of, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a toss up to me. I feel like it might not get passed. I mean, I want it to, but is because I feel like, you know, people give it a bad name. I feel like, you know, they don't look at they just scratch at the surface on the idea of pot. And especially if like a lot of people who might, you know, be voting that have only tried pot a few times and had a bad experience on it. You know, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people give it a bad name, and you don't. And the people that are advocating for it don't look down at the downsides of it. You know,
especially
so like,
whenever you're saying things
pot.
like a cure and this.
Well, see, you know more about it, so you're constantly advocating for it. See, and like, you know, and I don't care what people think about how, you know, I'm not as intellectual as some people out there on it, but that's fine.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
it's
but
definitely...
like, you know, but see, I feel like I'm thinking about it the way most people are. You know, they're no, well, maybe not. I don't know. That's to be determined, I guess.
Yeah. There's definitely a right way and a wrong way to do it. I feel like it's not addictive. Let me just say some controversial shit right quick. It's not addictive.
More controversial than the things I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think I'm just gonna jump on your little bandwagon here, and then we're gonna
controversial bandwagon.
And then I'm gonna go through here.
Weed cures cancer.
Weed cures cancer. There's several things about cannabis that people think there's a stigma to cannabis, right? There's a lot of things that I want people to know, but first you got to kind of like level with them on certain things. I feel like, you know, okay, let's say there's a marijuana death. Like, I tried to look up marijuana deaths. I found 2 that I'm going to call 2 marijuana deaths. And I feel like the only way you're going to get taken seriously as a viable drug, is if you've got people dying from it.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like people they'd have to start dying for people like, oh God, this is bad for people, like that fake bake. God,
this should be used as medicine. You know,
yeah, fake bake's bad for you. I don't think. God, can you believe that was an epic drink? Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah,
synthetic marijuana.
Yeah, that was so long ago.
God, everybody was doing that stuff. It was terrible for people.
Jesus.
I thought it was the worst thing in the world. Like, I mean, it literally gave me panic attacks from hell. I mean, I'd sit there and have to feel like my heart was beating out of my chest. I had like sandpaper in my mouth. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? I can't believe I kept on smoking it though. I was so addicted to it. I kept going back to it. But nothing was as bad as, no addiction was as bad as meth. Meth was the worst addiction for me. Like that shit fucked me up.
Yeah, I think that's where our stories start comparing a lot.
Yeah.
I definitely about 2012, 2013, 2014. It was a little stretch of time there where I was definitely thought that I was gonna self-medicate with amphetamines.
Now you self-medicate with pot. You were telling me that earlier that you're saying you. Explain to me what you were saying earlier.
Well, actually, it wasn't necessarily my idea to like self-medicate. I was diagnosed with ADHD as a young kid, and I was given Adderall and Ritalin, and since the 4th grade. When I found out that methamphetamines, that's what meth is, methamphetamines. When I found that out, well, I could get methamphetamines, that was my parents and stuff were drug addicts. You know, it wasn't that. You know, I just had to go. All I had to do was go home to Arkansas, and that was just like their pastime down there. So it was a bad deal. I learned better and this and that, and actually didn't do it that often. I didn't know what addiction was until I moved back to Oklahoma, and started bartending and met my second son's mother. and I fell into a codependent enabler relationship. We were both codependent enablers for each other, right? Like psychologists are like, well, this kid's talking some stuff. So that went on for about a year, and she left when she got pregnant, and I probably continued that habit for about maybe another year.
Right.
And then I was like, man, it wasn't like, man, it was more like, oh my, it was a bad, man. I'm not gonna try to.
Dude, people go off the deep end on that shit.
Yeah.
They go off the deep end.
I was living in a camper out in the woods with this girl. She was a cute girl. It was actually, when I was first started bartending, it was either this girl or the girl that I got pregnant and she ran away. She was a lesbian, and they were like totally like fighting for me, right? and
God.
So the one like totally seduced the other one right in front of me to like show me that she was the dominant female. And I totally chose the dominant female, got the dominant female pregnant, and then she ran away because I was just a sperm donor to her lesbian cult down in Arizona.
Damn.
No, that's my funny version of it. No, she was. We had a lot of fun together, and I met her. She was a waitress, and they were both waitresses actually, and they were friends and stuff. And we did, we might have had a threesome or something, but there was we had a lot of fun together, and I definitely broke some hearts and stuff. Trying to pick a girl, it was definitely a love triangle. So they did their little thing to try to intimidate me. They actually totally like played hide and go seek with me all night long. They were like doing it all over the house, right? And I was just like, all right, I'm in here. where are y'all at? And they would be like, we're over here. They were butt ass naked just running around the house, right? And I'm just like, had my clothes on, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing? This is stupid. But it was like, we just all got off work and decided to go to my place, and it was I don't know, it was a great, best time of my life, actually.
That's kind of what I was thinking right now. What am I doing? It's fucking stupid.
I know, right?
This is fun. You having fun here?
I was having a lot of fun, yeah. No, this is a great story. I don't think I've ever told it this well.
No.
So all that crazy shit happened, and then all three of us saw the dark side of each other, right?
Right.
So one day I was like, man, I'm done. I'm fucking done. You're done too. I'm telling your parents. Like all kinds of dumb shit, right? I was off the deep end.
Yeah. When you get on that shit, you get out there, man.
Yeah. So I finally came back. Me and my dad.
I can't reiterate that enough, man. That shit ate me out.
So my dad was living with his parents at the time. This is an interesting story. Me and my dad never really lived together as when we were kids. Right. So this is really the first time we've ever lived together. Right. So I moved in with my dad. We lived in an apartment for a while. Then we decided we wanted a house. So we actually bought a house in Oklahoma.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And now we live happily ever after.
Happily ever after. We're now doing podcasts
and
in the
I
kitchen.
don't do meth anymore.
You don't do meth. That's I was about to get to that. That was my next question. Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, cannabis.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Weed,
well,
man.
I'll go ahead and shift the direction to me on this one because I just feel like it's right to talk about it. We'll see. Right. It's directly tied into marijuana. I got so strung out on that dope. I always want to call it that blow.
That blow.
I got fucked up on that blow. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a Ritz song. It's funny. He's got some funny lyrics, but anyway, I got so messed up on that stuff, man. I mean, we were losing our house. I was, I wasn't working. I wasn't doing anything. I was fucking getting, just far out, and I felt like shit for it. I hated being a drug. I hate being a drug addict. I'm not using anymore. I've been clean for a long time now, and since I've been going through my divorce, since that divorce, I just settled into me, just no more drugs. This is what I got a divorce.
I liked your vocabulary there. You said that you are still a drug addict. That's something that the AA or NA,
It's embedded in my DNA, dude. I feel like I was born one, I'll die one.
Sure.
But it's I was just, like I said, after I went through my divorce in October, when my separation happened, I just knew that was the reason the divorce was all happening. Not just because I wasn't strung out on the drugs at the time of the divorce.
I
I'd been
feel like-
clean. I'd been
I
clean
like
off the drugs
vocabulary
long
and stuff.
before the divorce.
And I feel like me, the thing that helped me get through it the most is I was like, man, as soon as it's gone, as soon as there's, like, because my little thing was like, as soon as it's done, because I had to do it all right. It was as soon as it's gone, and it's gone and you're done. You're not a drug addict anymore, Strong. You don't call yourself a drug addict because you're not one, because you're not on drugs.
Right.
Like after those 3 days, it takes
you're susceptible to
absolutely. You are susceptible to everything, and you are a sensitive ex-drug addict.
Well, and like my dad told me, just because it happened to you, just because you fell into a hole.
Reconstruction for your own personality, for you to build back up your esteem. You can't be calling yourself a drug addict. Everyone else is going to call you a drug addict.
All right. Well,
do not call yourself a drug addict.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyway, sorry.
Well, but you are though.
I agree.
I understand the mentality. It's like you don't want to be one. You're telling yourself you don't want to be one.
Exactly.
Listen, I was miserable.
I told myself I wasn't.
I mean, it made me.
And then I wasn't.
I was just far out. Just
don't
miserable.
call yourself a drug addict. Everyone else will.
Well,
you don't have to.
Well, I'm addicted to drugs, and I was addicted to all kinds of drugs. Xanax, alcohol.
I'm lucky I didn't go down that path. Like, I'm just meth, amphetamine. I didn't even smoke cigarettes.
God, cigarettes are bad. They're bad for you. They're bad for you. Everybody needs to jog more, drink more water, not as much soda. You need to
drink a glass of milk, cow's milk, every day.
God no. God no. Do not put it down. Put it down.
Put down the cow's milk.
I can do a good.
Put down the tit.
I can do a good goat impression. I'm like. What are you doing? What are you googling over there? Pornhub.
Yeah.
Quit doing that. Quit doing that.
Quit
shaking your leg.
My son's mother keeps messaging me cute things. So.
Oh, that's so cute.
Anyway. That's a new development.
Anyway, so I got so far out on these drugs, man. Like, I mean, it was. I went out to Colorado finally. It was like, I knew I was losing everything. I was getting kicked out of the shittiest hotels in Oklahoma, like in Yukon and in Oklahoma City. Like, it was the worst thing in the world, getting kicked out of the shittiest hotels, knowing, I had 2 kids and stuff. Like, it wasn't because I wasn't paying or anything. I guess, I guess they could just tell that I wasn't sober and stuff. They knew what they were dealing with, I guess, and it just kind of, gave them all the bad vibes or whatever. So I was, and then plus I was burning all my bridges. And all my friends were drug addicts, and my family was all hooked on stuff and everything, so... it was a nightmare. So anyway, I went to Colorado to get on an all green diet. That's where now we're coming full circle with the conversation.
That's what we'll call it. An all green diet.
I went on an all green diet to get off the drugs. Because I was out there homeless, laying in those tents. I mean, with my kids and my wife and my dogs and stuff. And I was out there 6 months, dude. I mean, it was a nightmare, dude, laying out there. I mean, it was cold. We went out there in October of, 16 or 15? I can't remember now. Time flies so dang fast nowadays. I don't know. I ask people, I'm like, does time always go by this fast? Like, no, it goes by faster as you go. I was like, God damn. Is that for real? I hope not. But, I was laying out there in those tents. And it was miserable knowing that, you wake up and it's 9 degrees outside and you're like, God, frost is building up inside the tents. And, you're just like, man, you have to get cardboard and stuff like this. Cardboard absorbs it absorbs the condensation from your breath, and then you truly learn,
learn this, like, right. That's, yeah. Okay.
You learn, what good blankets are, which ones, disperse which ones absorb your heat and take it away from your body, and which ones, keep it close to your body, because you have to, really get in those sleeping bags, you have to, you figure out what a good sleeping bag is or not, and, you have to keep the tent closed, because all the hot air rises in there, and then, like I said, that condensation builds up on the insides of the tents from your breath. And so in your body heat, it puts off and makes condensate. it's just weird, you know how.
Yeah, like
if you
outside of a glass.
Yeah,
wet,
exactly,
out in the room.
exactly. All your body heat putting that off.
Wow.
You know, and then you're like out there in the middle of the mountains, so you're like scared. I'm scared of mountain lions, like fucking fearless. I don't know. I was just like, oh man, I had to watch the kids. Like it was crazy, dude. I was
You
like,
were watching out. You were watching your kids. You're watching out for mountain lions because you're worried they're gonna eat your kids.
yes.
Your kids were a potential meal for a mountain lion. That's wild, dude. That's awesome. My people.
I was like over there carving weapons and stuff. Like, dude, I'd have a badass stick. I had to clear out all this cactus and stuff. Like, there was a big old plot of land. Okay, this is a crazy story. We were getting a ticket, because what had happened, we were there for about 5 days, and I guess the game warden or whatever, what do you call him, the head masturbator, the head masturbator of the law enforcement, the long dick of the law. Did you say that?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Anyway, that long dick of the law come a swinging, and and we were getting a ticket.
Did I love that for you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Let me see.
Okay, good. I was like, just making sure I didn't put it back in
Well, I
here.
was trying to keep... the lighters, that's what my problem is. It's the lighter.
Oh, that one.
The lighter's out.
I think I gave you that one. But yeah.
Anyway, so we were getting a ticket for being on the property. They called it, residing on public land was the ticket.
Yeah.
And anyway, well, this old man come driving up to me. They gave us but long story short, on the ticket, they gave me 5 days to get off the property, and they'd throw the ticket in the trash. So it was a pretty fair deal. They dealt with this all the time. People moving to Colorado thinking they can make a killing, or and they're like, pot's legal, and then they end up fucking just stealing from the businesses and being homeless and basically just adding to their it's bad, dude.
Damn.
It is bad. And anyway, so we that day, this old man came. They had all these badass like rock climbing cars that would, or like what do they call those, rock climbing buggies or whatever. They would come ride up this hill and up this mountain and stuff, and they'd go off and ride up in the Rocky Mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
And anyway, this old man came up to me. He said, "Hey, have y'all seen any cows today?" I go, no cows today. I'm up on the top of the hill just thinking, because we just got ticketed and I was by myself. So I was like, literally, it's like this weird cliche like image, like I'm up on top of a rock, on top of a mountain, leaning there like the thinker, just like wondering, what do I do? What do I do to get out of this situation,
Damn.
get my wife and kids out of this situation, and my brother and my dogs and stuff, Now, mind you, I'm sober. I'm smoking pot, to keep me off the dope, because coming off that dope's hard, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's, strong. Like, I'd be, sleeping for days and, barely can eat or barely can move.
Yeah,
all I can do is eat.
Mine.
And, inebriated.
Yeah, keep in mind that he's not there because he just really liked pot.
Right. I was there because I was getting away from the fucking dope. That was way better. Me being homeless in those mountains was way better than being on the dope.
Yeah.
So, mind you, it was bad and it sucked, but it was way better. My kids being almost eaten by a mountain lion is a way better situation than me being eaten by the mountain lion up here in Oklahoma. It was killing me. Yeah,
it's a bad one here too.
Yeah,
There's
killing me.
There's an opioid epidemic going on just throughout the whole United States right now.
God, it's bad.
But we're still leading.
Well, yeah, are you tired of your family members dying from opioids and this? That? How about Suboxone? It's like, dude, that's like a stronger, pure opiate. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, my dad's on the methadone
Farmer can
program.
eat my ass. He will eat. I can eat his shit. Or what is that? Borat? He goes. I will eat your shit.
I will eat your shit.
Welcome to my country. I like you. I like sex. I like you.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. I like Borat. He's good. Yeah, so, anyway, do you got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, man. Yeah, I like where you were going with that. That's a crazy story, man. That's just so intense.
Story.
But I like that you saw an opportunity to get off of something, your drug of choice, right? And that's the way that everyone that does any type of addiction, rehabilitation, or NA or anything like that, their first goal is to get the person off their drug of choice.
Mm-hmm.
And most time, what happens is, if they're really getting some drug treatment or something, they'll go get the Suboxone or is that right?
Yeah, Suboxone.
Or the
Subutex.
methadone, or fentanyl, or or whatever,
right.
whatever it is, and that shit will kill you, and it's just as addictive as, if not more.
No, you made a video about that.
I did. Yeah.
What was it?
It's called Addiction and Cannabis in Oklahoma. It's on my YouTube channel at Raymond Storm on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal. Now, okay, hey, you were reading a book earlier.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, Joe Rogan had this Michael Pollan on.
Okay.
Yeah, man, Michael Pollan, the Botany of Desire.
Yeah, I heard. I watched that.
That was really something that sent me down the gardening rabbit hole. Like I'm a really avid gardener now. I really love putting seeds in the ground and watching them grow. It really is a thing that kind of helps an ADHD mind realize that things don't happen all at once. In my mind, I have the inattentive, hyperactive ADHD, so I don't really have the concept of time down. So my reward system is more of an instant reward system. Anybody that has ADHD knows exactly what I'm talking about. I can't do things that do not have an instant reward. So I started gardening. And when I put a seed in the ground and months later there's a reward, that teaches me that I can plan for the future. It's really teaching me to, and over the 5 years, put a lot of my personal stuff out there right now. I've never met my kids. Never met my kid. For 5 years. He's 5 years old. Never met him. Well, until a week ago, I actually did meet him. It was pretty awesome, and I don't think that I would have been able to make that next step in my life if I wouldn't have started gardening. I know that's weird to say, but for real though, that's a real thing. And plus, once medical marijuana is legal, I'll definitely have that talent and that skill to be able to grow my own, make me even more independent.
Right. Yeah. Once it's legal and like medical, even that'd be recreational, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Recreational, you'd be able to grow it.
No, medical, you'd be able to grow it too.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's you can only grow so much, and there's gonna be auditors.
Three plants per person, or three plants per adult.
6, because if you stagger it, 6 plants is, because what you're doing. People ask this all the time. Why so many plants? Well, if you're a gardener, you know that 6 plants is not that much. You're doing this forever. 6 plants for the rest of your life. You can only have 6 plants for the rest of your life. That's all you get. So imagine if you could only eat 6 heads of lettuce for the rest of your life. How are you going to grow? And you have to grow it yourself, mind you.
Yeah, that's not going to get very far.
So you first
it's like a vegetable or something. You gotta harvest it.
We'll just teach you how to do it real quick.
Well, there's the planting season and there's the harvesting season. I like what Joel Osteen said. He goes, you can't harvest all the time.
Exactly.
He goes, you can't harvest all the time. He goes, you can't harvest all year long. He said, the reason why there ain't nothing growing because it's not harvesting season.
Yeah.
It's growing season.
So but actually in the marijuana grow room, it is harvesting season all the time. So fuck Joel Osteen.
Oh no.
So here we go. You plant the first seed. You're not gonna have weed for 6 months when you plant your first seed, but you're gonna have weed every month after those 6 months.
Right.
So you plant your first seed. It takes 6 months. After the first month, you plant. After the first month, you plant your second seed. After the second month, you plant your third seed. After the third month, you plant your fourth seed. After the fourth month, you plant your fifth seed. After the fifth month, you plant your sixth seed.
No, they all grow.
And then is
a seed foolproof?
While you're planting your sixth seed, you're harvesting your first seed. The whole time you've grown it up. About your fourth seed or third seed, you're going to be in veg mode on your seedling, your first seed, and then your second seed will be sprouting. All that jazz. This can't happen side by side. You're going to have a seedling area. And you're going to have this and that. If you want to do from seed, that's great. What most people are going to do is the more scientific cloning way. You're going to plant one seed, and then you're going to wait till it grows, and you're going to do cuttings, and you're going to do 5 cuttings, because you got to have one mother plant, But they're actually determining it's going to have 3 immature plants and 3 mature plants. So they're giving you an option to have 3 mature plants. What I would do with that is I would have 3 mature plants, and and then I would take 3 clones and then let those grow and get them to veg mode right before flower, harvest my 3, and then go that and let those other grow, And then,
Oh, sure.
so yeah, exactly. But we're gonna just keep going with the analogy,
Right,
but you kind of
right.
understand. So you could collect seeds off this if they allow that in the law,
Right.
but I doubt they will, because you're only gonna want to. They might be telling you can only buy Sinsemilla, so you can't actually breed your own plant. Breeding might not be in the law. That's what I want to do. I'm just a scientist. I just want to mess with shit.
Right.
I want to take two things and mix together. I swear I was born like a breeder. Like I just want to play with genetics of plants. But people are not going to be able to do this. Okay,
Right.
This is like it. It may sound like you just put a seed in the ground. No, it's not what you do. It's not like your grandma's ivy plant. You just water it. To get medicine out of it, you gotta put time and effort and medicine and technology and time. Your schedule's got to be right. You can't
time.
You can't mess up your schedule. No, like the time. Imagine the time, but your timing on everything. You got to turn the lights when you want it to start flowering at the right time. You got to water it at the right time. So you got to put your nutrients in at the right time.
That's what's always like. It's like you can't just like put a.
And you got to put different nutrients at different times.
Put a seed in the wall. Yeah, seed in the dirt
and get medicine. We're talking about medicine, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, this is. So it's definitely going to be super interesting, and I can't wait till 788 passes in June 26th.
June 26th.
Yeah,
June 26th.
June 26th.
All right, people.
But
hey,
yes.
tune in to another video.
Boom.
Oh, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe.